All right, everyone. Welcome to the Bourbon Brigade podcast.
I talked right in the middle of you.
Mother.
Welcome to the Bourbon Brigade podcast with Kevin, Efren, and Chip, your typical disgruntled Army veterans who've come together for their passion of all things bourbon and whiskey. Stay tuned for honest reviews, whiskey banter, and information from the whiskey world.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the Bourbon Brigade podcast. I'm Chip, and with me, as this one time, is just Kevin. And we're just kind of shooting the here. And yeah. Kevin, what are you drinking right now?
I was just finishing up a little bit of Whistle Pig 12.
So Pig
Old
12.
World Rye. Yeah.
I've heard some. I have a Whistle Pig 10-year that's finished in bourbon barrels. It's a Bill's package store, single barrel store pick. Really good. I get a lot of floral though through the bourbon barrel, and I've heard some things that Whistle Pig is good, but they're overpriced. I think that bottle was $70 maybe for a 10-year-old finished rye. It's pretty good. My book.
So this is 63% sherry cask, I think. Let's see.
Yeah. What's do you know the mash bill though? I'm pretty sure they're like more towards the barely legal.
Yeah, this is a Canadian rye whiskey. So it may be higher.
Yep, it's probably not a barely legal.
Yeah. It just says Canadian rye whiskey, so I'm sure it's probably pushing 100% at least.
Yeah, probably.
So this is a wine cask finished Old World Rye. It's 63% Madeira cask.
Yep.
30% Saunders cask. Sauternes.
Yep. I know what you're talking about. I've seen it around. Yeah.
And 7% port cask.
I love that port cask.
Yeah, it's 86 proof, which I mean it's a little light on the proof point for me. And it's a light color. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a very
I can almost see
amber.
Through it.
Yeah.
There's a bourbon or a rye whiskey that is aged in Madeira, or is it Madeira?
Madeira. Moderna's
what is that?
Company that made the vaccines.
Yeah, Moderna. That's right. I got 3 of those things floating in my body right now. So
It's aged in vaccine.
Moderna is now aging inside
amazing.
of my body.
You don't get sick at all. You drink these.
Yeah, but there's a bourbon that's
your heart might explode, but
yeah, some heart inflammation, something. Yeah. But what is that bottle? That bottle name that's actually finished in Madeira. Is it that 375 ml Rabbit Hole rye whiskey? The Starlino or whatever?
Possibly.
Let me look that up.
While we're on weird finished ryes, have you ever had this?
No.
291 small batch Colorado rye.
I've heard about it. It looks cool.
Finished in Aspenwood staves. It's 101.3 proof. And
how is it? Aspenwood?
Yeah, it's a little medicinal smelling, almost like a Isla Scotch.
That's probably
on the
Aspen.
nose. On the nose,
Probably
yeah.
Aspen.
And that's just smelling out of the bottle, but honestly, it smells like a very light Ardbeg, like Isla Scotch on the nose, which is weird.
I have not had any Ardbeg. I cannot stand Scotch.
Oh, you would not like Ardbeg, that's for darn sure.
I heard that's super peaty. Oh gosh, I can't do it.
With me, if I'm going to drink a Scotch, it's going to be an Ardbeg or a Lafroig. Like it's going to be a slap you in the face, like no BS, like Octomore, like if I could afford some of those.
Yeah. So
I could. Who am I kidding? I have like 300 bottles of bourbon. But
Dude, I had a total of like 5 scotches in my collection that from like 2 years ago. I actually went through, tried them all again. I had Johnny Walker Black. I had Johnny Walker's Celebratory Blend, 80th Anniversary Blend. I had a 18-year-old Johnny Walker, and I had one more. Can't remember what it was. And then I have an Abalor 12-year-old finished in some sort of fruit wine cask, I think. That's the only one I kept because that was a gift to me. All the other ones I'd purchased, I ended up selling them to somebody who likes scotch for like a super cheap price. I also sold him my High West Campfire because that shit is too scotchy for me. I could not do the Campfire, man.
So that 291 small batch that I just tried.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time that I have ever gotten an Isla Scotch note. Like, it tastes peaty to
really?
me. And it has sort of that farm barnyard flavor to it. Maybe it's because I just had some Whistle Pig rye.
Maybe.
The 12-year finished and all those different things. And my palate is obviously tainted from drinking a wine-finished bourbon.
Yep.
Or a wine-finished rye whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
But that I'm kind of in shock that it tastes so much like a peated Scotch right now, and I don't know why.
I can tell by your face you're really disturbed by this.
I'm perplexed because it didn't taste like that before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like, I never got that before on it.
Well, I think we need to sip on some regular good old bourbon. I know we were just talking a little bit ago about the Knob Creek 15. You have the Knob Creek 18. You don't have to open that. That's not what we're getting
12.
at. What we're getting at is the 12-year is perfect. The 15-year-old, I can say that probably everyone is going to say it's a bit musty, but somehow
Look what I have.
heard, oh yeah, I gave that to you.
I have some Knob Creek 15.
Well, let's sip on that one. But you've heard that the Knob Creek 18 that you got as a Christmas gift from your wife completely somehow figured out the mustiness and it's gone.
That's the rumor.
That sounds awesome.
I hope that rumor is true.
Yeah, because I'm a huge fan of Knob Creek, Jim Beam.
I am too. So for a long time, Knob Creek was, you know, when you're hunting and you're out there and you're going in stores and you're building relationships and you're doing your thing. You're getting in, you're getting into your bourbon groove.
Mm-hmm.
For a long time, Knob Creek was like my go-to walk out the door bottle.
Yeah.
When I couldn't find anything and I was just wanting to build that relationship and buy a bottle. And so I because there's a lot of interesting Knob Creek bottles out there.
There is.
You know?
There is. Have you had
And
the
they're
Knob
easy
Creek
to find.
Quarter Oak?
I haven't.
It's
So
good.
it's one of the ones I don't have. I have a lot. I have a lot of Knob Creek. But that's one of the ones I don't have. And I think I've had a sample of it, and I vaguely remember that it was really good. Yeah, it's probably you probably sent it to me.
I may have.
Yeah.
The Knob Creek Quarter Oak, that's finished in 15-gallon casks. And it's really good. I called that one when I first had that one, and probably about a year ago, I'd called that one the OWA killer.
Really?
I know different mash bills, but kind of like the same sweetness and just delivery that you would get from that bourbon. I also have a Knob Creek 25th anniversary. Comes in the wooden case, single barrel, pretty good. If you're a knobby, I need to send those to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think I have a couple that you probably can't get because they're weird one-off store picks or whatever. So.
Oh, I'm down
Definitely.
for a good store pick, especially some of those older ones.
A couple of the single barrel selects I have are store picks.
What's the age on those? Because now you used to be able to get a higher age statement on those, but now they've kind of limited. I don't think it's hard to find anything over 10 years.
Yeah. I don't know how old they are.
Yeah. I
gotta
got the
go in the
150.
Clark Kent mode to
I like it. Okay, so
2011 to 20.
that's 9 years. I'd take that
9
one.
years, yeah. 120 proof.
Yeah.
Single barrel select bourbon from Cappy's. Yeah,
Cappy's Fine Wine and Spirits.
that's it.
That's it. That's the one.
That's the one.
So I've been able to find like the Knob Creek single barrel reserve barrel proof, and those are really good. They're
Yeah.
probably in line with the store picks, but Kevin, I'm nosing this Knob Creek 15.
Me too.
What are you getting? What does it
Some,
remind you of?
Some Jim Beam nuttiness. Almost like a Jim Beam single barrel.
I get, just for a quick instance, I got like a bit of George Dickel,
Okay. I could
a
see
Tennessee
that,
whiskey.
actually. I could
Tennessee
see the
whiskey.
almost the minerality of the nose. Like yep, I could see that.
Yep. The
Because it was
mustiness.
almost like that peanutty note that's on some of the Jim Beams, but it kind of was like changed when I really got into it. It kind of went away, and it was like a musty mineral.
It's weird. I'm gonna say the weirdest like note aroma. I get like a wet nut, like a moist nut.
That's what she said.
I know. It's
Is that
you know what I'm
you
saying?
get?
Like you, nothing like a good moist nut. We've had moist nuts before in being deployed in the desert. That's for sure. It's really hot over there.
A little humid. Not humid. Very dry.
Do you remember the first time I got off the airplane, my first deployment, and Kuwait,
Oh my God. Kuwait was
August.
terrible.
August.
Yeah.
I walk out of the airplane. No, it was September. Sorry. It may have been August. I can't remember. It was so long ago. But I remember walking off the airplane and it feeling like somebody opened up the oven and threw sand in my face at the same time.
You know
So
what I
damn
compared
hot.
it to? I've compared this to turning a hairdryer on. Your wife's hairdryer and holding it in your face and walking around.
Yeah.
The wind's blowing like 25, 30 miles an hour everywhere you go.
Easy. Yep.
You know? And when
Yep.
we're out, so Kuwait's where we really like dialed our stuff in, my section.
Yep.
And so we're out at the range and we're shooting at 800 to 1,000 meter targets and like 30, 40 mile an hour wind. And
Kentucky windage.
well, we have we have methods.
Yeah.
We have tools and things that we can dial things in with our windage and
Yeah, yeah.
elevation. But I mean it was hard. Like I was a good 40% shooter in like 30 mile an hour winds out at 800.
I bet.
Or further. And but I had one guy in my section that was like nailing, like he was like had to be close to 90%. This kid was he was nails, he was just like
He just understood the
bang,
assignment.
bang. He got it. Like I don't know what it was that clicked in his brain with whatever, but it was like dude was dialed in, like it was pretty cool to see.
It is awesome. How would you see the targets? Would you just have like binos or something watching?
Spotter scope and through the scope of the rifle or whatever. So,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, Kuwait, definitely, I wasn't combat MOS, but that's definitely where we dialed in. I know we did a lot of like convoy training, convoy
Yeah.
security training there.
Depending
real
on
life
what year
scenario.
you were there, like combat MOS didn't really matter. Like you were in the you were in the thick of it. If you drove up and down roads, like
Yeah.
your neck was just as much on the line as everybody else. So
Yeah. Yep. I was there in 2008. It's actually funny. I have one of my kids was playing with because I was the gunner when we did convoys, security convoys.
yeah, so you were extra.
I still have my laser pointer that I would, that's your first effect.
The dazzler?
Stop sign, laser pointer. I made some
Yeah.
people jump over there in Iraq by shining a laser pointer and they would run away.
Yep.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, we did the same thing. We had like a quick impromptu checkpoint one time, and one of the guys had a laser pointer, like nailed like right in the guy's eye, like as he was driving up in this truck, like getting him to stop, and dude jumped out of the truck, like it was still going. Yeah, he just jumped out. Like he didn't put it in park. He just jumped out.
I like it.
Rolling still. Yeah. The guy was
gosh.
like he really, really committed to it.
He
didn't want to take one to the face, which is what he thought. But like, it was just a laser pointer. We're just like trying to get him to stop. But
yeah,
he wasn't taking any chances. Green.
What color was it? Yep, green.
Yeah,
that's what I got. Yep. Yeah, I've made a lot of people run.
It's funny the things that they're like really afraid of over there. It was like the green laser pointer and the 12 gauge.
Yeah.
Like you could be carrying the biggest weapon possible. Like you could have walked down the street with a Ma Deuce, and they would have been like, okay, it's a dude carrying a Ma Deuce, which I mean would be
that's pretty heavy.
Really, really impressive.
Pretty big,
right? Like we'd be like, holy crap, this dude's serious. But yeah, you have that 12 gauge, and they were just like, oh, the boom action.
Yep.
Like
Clearing rooms with that bad boy.
They knew exactly what it was. They were like, ooh, yeah.
Yep. I would say if the laser pointer or the stop sign did not work, definitely the turret with the 50 in your face, they definitely backed off then.
Yeah, they listened.
Yep. Pretty neat.
Everyone listens to Ma.
I do. Okay, so this is not as musty as I remember. It's really not.
So it's pretty oaky.
Oaky, yep.
And I'm not getting the must.
I'm not either. And this, I've had this bottle for a while, and
yeah,
that's all that's gone because it's changed.
I'm glad I still had that sample. That was great.
That you pulled it. Beautiful.
Yeah. Because it was sitting over with my Knob Creek collection, which I don't usually do for my samples.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're kind of in. I have a little sample library down here that's like
I do too.
Like 500 little bottles of stuff. Some that I'll probably never try. The people have sent me that are like,
I'm down to like 5. Got 5 samples. Yeah.
I drink them more on the way. So
try to drink them. Yeah.
I'm about to double your collection.
I'm about to double yours too.
Sweet. I know. Every time we talk, it's like, I'm going to send you this. I'm going to send you this.
It's true. I should probably write it down.
That's the thing is like, I'm the same way. I'm like, I knew I said I was going to send these guys something, and I completely forget what it was.
Writing it down now. I owe you guys the Chat Whiskey Founders Collection. So good.
My benefit is when I edit, I listen to it 75 times. So I actually...
Smart.
Yeah.
This thing's good, man. I haven't drank it.
Not bad at all.
I haven't drank it forever just because I remembered it being very musty.
Yeah.
Pleasantly surprised.
That closed 18-year cork is an endangered species right now. I really want to open that thing out and put it side by side with this.
Hey, it's your bottle.
I know,
might as well crack it.
I know. I'm wondering if we should save it for an episode or something. But then you guys don't have it, so like I'd need to send you a sample first.
Might as well get a little quick preview right now.
Man. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Here we go.
I put that gun to your head, and here we are.
With a little. See, my problem is, I always just say this like your typical infantryman. You know how you hear like there's like an angel and a demon sitting on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, like sometimes infantrymen just have two demons on their shoulder. Yeah. One's like telling you to do bad stuff, and the other one, well, I'd say, all right, let's change it. You've got the little devil on your shoulder and a little infantryman on your shoulder. The little devil's telling you to do bad stuff. Well, the devil's like, hey, do this, do this, do this. The little infantry guy is telling you how to get away with it. Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
E4
you could do
Mafia
this,
shit.
this. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. All right.
I like it.
Here we go.
I'm excited
Let's do this.
for you.
This
It's
is
the
gonna
same
be a
color,
video
right?
Now.
Same
Yeah.
color label.
Yeah. It's a little,
Just,
is it darker or is it just your camera?
It may be my camera.
Okay.
I think they're the same.
All right.
100
So, yeah.
proof.
So this is going to be a video now.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, man, this box is cool. Look at the little wooden. It's even got the little thing for your thumb to pull the. I like it. Don't drop it, Kevin. Don't drop it.
Don't kick it.
I already kicked it across the floor.
No.
Like, I'm so glad it was in the wooden case. So that's it.
Look at that thing.
Yeah. Now I get to look like a fool opening a Knob Creek bottle on camera.
That's right. No,
That's-
it should have good wax now. It should be different.
Right?
They were supposed to
It feels
switch
softer.
to. They were supposed to switch to the Booker's wax because Booker's is way better.
Am I like out am I out of sorts by saying like the Knob Creek wax? Like these used to be really hard bottles to get into, right?
Yes.
I mean-
horrible.
I mean-
like it would like chip away. Like if you weren't wearing safety glasses when you opened it, you had a risk of losing your eyes. It was dangerous. But Booker's and the old Baker's champagne bottle, Baker 7 champagne bottle was always like good wax. I don't understand
Yeah.
it.
When did they stop making the champagne bottle ones? Booker's.
2019,
Bakers, I mean.
2020.
Okay.
I'm listening. Good. Solid pop.
Okay.
Okie?
I got to get it in the glass first. I wish I had another Glen down here, but I don't. It's kind of impromptu. Man, I heavy poured that, didn't I?
A little bit. It's okay, though.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. If you're going to go big, right?
That's right. 18-year-old bourbon. So that was 100. It's 100 proof. It's bottled at 100 proof. I wonder what like the barrel proof was when they proof that down. It could be big or it could be lower.
It could be, but the thing is like, who knows what the flavor profile on that was? You know, it might have been crazy. 18, you start getting up that old straight out of the barrel, it might be crazy tasting. And like
I'm really
sometimes,
enjoying
like,
this. No, go ahead.
like sometimes like not in a good way, crazy tasting.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm really enjoying this 15 though. I can't believe I thought it was too musty. It's really not.
So much more understated on the nose. The 18 is.
What do you mean
The 15
understated?
So the 15 on the nose, and it could be the concentration from the Glen, and this is a little more open. It's not really like a closed, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's sweeter. The 18 smells sweeter than the 15.
Okay.
The 15 smells more concentrated, and I actually get, after smelling this and going to the 15, I actually get a musty note on the 15.
Okay.
So that wasn't there before. So if, in all fairness, I was absolutely enjoying this with no mustiness whatsoever before I opened this and smelled it. But the underlying profile isn't super different, except that that mustiness is kind of strong now.
I wish I could smell what you're smelling right now.
I know. I think you'd like this. It smells really sweet. Hopefully this transfers over too, because for an 18-year, I'm actually a little surprised that this is smelling as sweet as it is right now.
That's weird. I love older stuff. I think 12-year-old is my most favorite because it still retains the most sweetness.
Yeah.
But after 12 years, I think that's where you just really start to appreciate the barrel and the flavors and the oakiness, and it's a different level, than enjoying a 12-year-old.
Absolutely, I agree. I think 12-year-old is the sweet spot for bourbon, unless you're doing something really special.
Mm-hmm.
I would say 12-year-old is kind of the pinnacle of your, maybe not allocated, but like higher end bottles.
Yeah,
Of
absolutely.
a certain type of bourbon,
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna hit this with the palate here, quick.
Dude, excited.
Oh, way more oaky. A little drying.
Mm-hmm.
Oaky, sweet. Like sweet, but not syrup sweet. It's more like a quick sweetness, sort of like a light sweetness to it. But the oak is really prominent, and it's good oak. It's not like, it's really well balanced, I think.
Is it like you got a lot of tannins, a lot of
Yeah. Yep.
like oak tannins?
A ton of
Is it
tannins, a
good
ton of char.
or annoying?
It's good. It's good tannins. It's nothing annoying about it, because there's that sweetness that like. But I'm about to hit it with the second sip here and see what we got going on.
Second sip
In a
is where
minute.
the truth is at.
Yeah. I'm trying to let the finish dissipate a little bit and see where that goes.
How's the finish?
It's long. It's pretty good. I mean, a good balance. I've got the sweetness in the oak in the finish, like some oak tannins, not so much the char, but actually like the flavor of the oak, and still a little bit of sweetness. Very, I would say this is a pretty good balance. And I like oaky
I do too.
bourbons to begin with, so yeah, no, our flavor profiles aren't that dissimilar, I think.
No, I like tasting the wood. That's what she said, but I
Beat me to it, man. I had a
Yeah.
mouthful, so not of wood, of bourbon.
You had a mouthful.
Yeah.
Man. Taste the
second
15
sip.
real quick.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see if you can, because that's where you can spot the difference.
Okay. So the second sip, less oak harshness, and it's more like subdued, and it plays better with the sweetness. It was pretty balanced. The first sip, I was pretty excited about how the balance went. The second sip, I'm way more excited about how balanced it is.
Yeah.
And the sweetness comes through much more now. All right. Oh, and the finish just it goes on for a long time. I gotta wait before that 15. Maybe drink a little bit of water here, but
I will say the 15, I just took a sip maybe a minute ago.
yep.
Still feel it slightly. It's not like overpowering, but
And I feel like you should for a 15 year.
yeah, it's just there.
You'd expect a good finish on older bourbon.
It's a good time to drink some water.
Yeah. Product placement. Let me just drink some water here. Ooh,
Yeah.
I can't. There we go. Let me
Bourbon.
drink some water.
Bourbon Brigade water.
In my Bourbon Brigade shirt.
I know.
New on our Etsy store. Link in the comments.
Yep, I'm gonna
Link
order
in the
that shirt.
description.
Yep.
Yeah. The tool homage shirt,
Dude,
Right there.
that's so good.
right? You got the Glen on
So
top of
good.
the bottle on top of the barrels.
Yep. Does not look like a at all.
You know what would be the most amazing thing to ever happen? Would be to get a cease and desist letter from Maynard. That would be the highlight of everything. I'd be so happy.
MJ Key.
Right? I'd be like,
That would be awesome.
yes.
And
And
then-
delete.
I want to go to his winery in Arizona.
too.
Just
I
to
do
get a
too.
bottle of wine.
Yeah.
He's very passionate about it. So
Caduceus.
yeah. So
Watch that documentary I told you about.
I think I have seen it. I think I've already seen it.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, there was a time a few years ago where I was all about Tool. That's all I thought about, especially when they put their new album out. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the day that they actually released to iTunes all their albums. I don't think I've ever worked out that hard in my life in the gym.
It was so great.
Like it was just go, like straight Tool.
Yeah. It's the only reason I still had a CD player was Tool. Like literally, like it's the only reason, because I had Tool CDs, because there wasn't on anything. Like, I mean, I guess I could have ripped them or whatever, but who has 1990s technology still? You know, like who rips CDs? Like,
LimeWire.
So 2000.
I love LimeWire. That was the shit back in the day.
BitTorrent.
Yep, BitTorrent.
There's a bunch of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember BitTorrent.
Right.
uTorrent, BitTorrent.
Yeah. I'm gonna hit this 15 real quick and see what we got.
Not the same?
It's not the same 15 year I was just enjoying a few minutes ago now. Man.
Hang on, I gotta swallow this real quick.
That's disappointing.
That's what she said.
That's disappointing, or you have to.
So you went to the bigger number, and now, yeah.
I'm in love with the 18. It's so. I mean, it's weird to me to compare a 15 year and an 18 year. You know what I mean? Like, they are way different products, obviously.
Yeah.
That's a huge amount of time when you're over 12 years.
Yeah, if you're trying to compare like a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old bourbon, you might get a little something. But a 15 and 18, oh yeah, man, you're up there.
Like, kudos to Knob Creek for like climbing the ladder with this.
Yeah.
You know, and putting the 12 out, then the 15, now an 18, and I mean,
dude,
who knows? Is it 21? Are we going to see a 21?
Jim Beam,
3 years, right?
Beam Suntory, like Jim Beam, they're not the popular distillery.
Just fine with me.
That's fine with me too. Yeah. I have all the Bookers of last year, this year. I have a European Bookers. I have Little Book. I have the Masters collection. I have these Knob Creeks. Knob Creek 12 is one of the most absolute, like, bang for your buck. Find an MSRP $60. You will not find a 12-year-old that it blows Weller 12 out the water. Everybody wants all the other shit though, you know?
Yeah, I can walk in any liquor store around here and I can get a Knob Creek 12 off the shelf for $64.
Yeah.
You know?
And the Jim Beam single barrel, the white label one that I sent you and Efren, you'll not find a Weller like single barrel store pick out there. Like, I've
never had a Weller single barrel.
Dude,
I have a lot of the full proof, and I have a lot of the OWA, and special reserves, whatever. But like, I've never had the single barrel.
Yeah, me either. You kind of have if you have a Weller 107 or a Weller full proof. That's a store pick. You know, that's a single barrel.
It's a single barrel. It is. It really is. But
CYPB,
you know, like
I'm very interested in. I love this bottle.
That bottle's so good.
I love the medallion. So good. Jim Beam. Let's show some love to Jim Beam, man.
Yeah.
They know how to do it.
Jim Beam was my my weapon of choice when I was younger, like in my 20s.
Me too.
It was always even back
white label
when I was drinking like mixed drinks. It was always a double Beam and Coke. That was my drink whenever I'd go out to like the clubs when I was like a private in Germany or whatever. Double Beam and Coke. That's always what I drank. And then it graduated shortly after that to just like Beam on the rocks, and then you know, obviously like neat. And yeah, but that was my drink for 5 or 6 years anyway before I started drinking other stuff.
Dude, I love that Jim Beam.
Oh yeah, It's good.
It just drips in the glass. I've had several like bourbons in this glass, and this one just shows up. Like the legs, they just start dripping.
It's another good beamer.
I love that one more than the single barrel.
I do too.
I have one left. I haven't opened it.
Another good one.
Yeah. Oh, look at this one. Got a Baker's 11.
Ooh. Hello.
Yeah.
Still 107.
Yep. Still 107. 11 years, 8 months.
Beautiful.
You know, there's a Knob Creek 12 cast strength out there too.
Yeah, I'd love to get a hold of that one.
Yeah, I will never. There's some guy. I'm in
Could
the
you imagine?
Clarksville Bourbon Society. Some guy that's in it that lives somewhere in Tennessee or Kentucky. You know, because we're right on the border. He always posts pictures, and I've commented like, "Hey, man, that looks so awesome. Where did you get it?" And yeah,
Really? Be cool if one day he's like, hey, I'll give you a sample.
dude, a 12-year-old Knob Creek,
So
freaking cast strength.
I'm going to climb the ladder here. Well, I'm climbing down the ladder actually right now, but. And, you know, I distinctly remember trying that Knob Creek 15 sample that you sent me before and thinking that the 12 was kind of my sweet spot
Yeah,
with that.
me too.
So.
I haven't had a 12 for a while. I actually traded my 12 to a buddy that had a Midwinter's Act 10 Scene 2. He doesn't like it. He's just bought it just cause. And I traded.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Knob Creek 12 for a Midwinter's night dram. Midwinter Nights dram.
Midwinter Nights dram. It's
Yeah.
so hard. Why is it? It's
so
just,
hard.
it's so much easier to say Midwinter's Night Dram.
Yeah.
Why is that
Midwinter
though?
Nights dram.
Midwinter Nights
I don't
Dram.
know. Damn you, Shakespeare.
Right?
So what you get on 12?
So this is interesting. Take away the oakiness. Add that just same, you can tell, same profile, but bring that sweetness to the front.
Yeah.
It's huge sweetness. And I'm going down the ladder of
Yeah, you are.
oak bomb.
Oak tannins to
Oak tannins,
sweetness still
and now-
fluctuating in the barrel. Yep.
Like it's, I can see why I thought the 12 was superior to the 15 before.
Damn, I
At
don't
least
have
for
a
my
12 year.
Oh,
So
sorry,
sad.
dude.
You're busting out all the goodies.
But man, I'm kind of glad I got to do this with the 3, the 12 to 15 and the 18.
Absolutely.
Hopefully
Heck
I
yeah.
get to do it with the 21 if that ever comes out.
Maybe you got to live
imagine?
3 more years.
Imagine? Oh, that's going to be hard.
You'll be retiring soon, though, right?
Yeah, a couple years left.
Couple?
Second retirement. Yeah, for 3 years from now, I'll have a couple years left.
What are you doing after that? Nothing?
Moving.
You going back to Florida?
No, we thought about it. Probably Texas.
Texas. Yeah.
Yeah. A few reasons for that. A lot of them have to do with veteran benefits and
Absolutely. Yep.
yeah,
They definitely have that.
no property tax for disabled veterans and things like that.
Yep. Open carry, things like that.
Stuff.
Things like
Yeah,
that.
Tings. I
And
can buy a
it's-
Barrett 50 cal.
Yeah. It's super cheap there to live too.
Yeah, yeah. I like, yeah. So it's kind of a no-brainer. So
When I retire, I don't know where I'm going to live. Potentially may go back to Ohio. I wouldn't mind living there.
we've thought about Ohio too. So
Ohio's
Ohio's on
like-
the list.
I don't know what it is about Ohio. It's if I was to like correlate it to bourbon, it's just like a very solid bourbon. I don't know.
It's like
That's
an Old
just
Forester
good.
100 proof signature.
Yeah, it's like a classic, like just it's just tried and true. It's just it is what it is. I don't know, man. I grew up there.
It's an
My wife's
Elijah
from
Craig
there.
small batch.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you. It's cheap and it's just great.
Yep.
Like we may move back there. We may move here. My wife really likes Tennessee. I know we're gonna do some time in Kansas. Probably not gonna live in Kansas forever. But
I have a buddy that stayed there. I'm like, what are you doing?
it's nice there. I'm not gonna lie.
Sorry if you're watching this, Dwayne. But
I don't mind Kansas. It's very very quiet, very peaceful place.
yeah.
Lots of outdoor stuff. You know, it's pretty cool. I get down with Kansas, but I like Ohio.
Yep. So I have, like, literally, I have 2 groups of military friends, 3 groups of military friends.
Yeah.
The 2 largest of those 3 groups live in Ohio and Texas. I don't know why that is, but of all my military friends, most probably from Ohio,
Yeah.
followed closely by Texas, and
Nice.
then, you know, a couple here and there. From
Yeah.
New Hampshire to California, but
Hampshire.
the big group is from Ohio.
That's not a bad place, man. Honestly,
Yeah.
my father-in-law and my brother-in-law both work at the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, which is like 20 minutes from where I grew up. My grandparents are from Dayton, so I already know I potentially land a job there, doing contractor work.
Yep.
But
It's
hang
pretty
on.
good.
I poured me some of this Old Soul 7-year-old
Old
MGP
Soul.
Asian Mississippi after drinking all that Jim Beam, and holy mother goodness, is this good, dude? This, oh my gosh, it like revived my palate.
That's interesting.
Wow. You got to get one. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, it's very good.
I've seen a bottle of it. It wasn't that bottle. I've seen a bottle of it somewhere. I can't place where. Going back
It's-
to this 18 now. Much more sweetness.
Yeah.
It keeps getting better and better. So
Better and better.
yeah.
So they are, you know, all those things are true. Age, it's like a fine wine or a fine bourbon. So I wrote this down. I'm going to send you all a sample of this one.
Oh, nice.
I can't get over this bottle, man. It looks cool.
Oh, it looks cool. Is that label
just-
blue or purple?
It's blue and gold.
Okay.
And then like a
Oh, yeah.
darker kind of blue right around the label.
I'm in. I like that color scheme. It looks good.
We like aesthetics here on the Bourbon
do.
Brigade.
We do. We're all about.
Unless it's Will.
So I do. I have a appreciation for like the marketing that goes into this.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yep.
I think it actually like it means a lot. The bottle shape, the just the character of the brand
Yeah.
kind of means a lot to me. You know, like you can tell when they've just mailed it in and gotten
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
like whatever bottles they could get, and this is what we're using.
Well,
You know,
it's I've listened to a few podcasts, and it was the Horse Soldier Bourbon podcast where they had talked about they wanted to make a very unique bottle. Yep, there it is.
For reference, there.
Yep.
And there's a cool
So-
thing about this bottle, right?
Yep, there's
The way it's stamped,
not the way
or
that
whatever.
it's stamped, the
Or-
way that
or
it's
molded, or
created.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, the way it's created is so the reason why a lot of people kind of just stick to the normal, hey, I'm just going to use that same bottle that person used is because it costs thousands of dollars. Like to create a new mold, you got to have like this certain kind of steel. So the cool thing about Horse Soldier is this guy is a former operator, has connections. He was able to acquire some World Trade Center steel, which is the same steel they need to make a mold. And he was like, hey, if I can get you the steel, can you cut my costs in half? And they're like, yeah, okay, yeah, fine. So every Horse Soldier bourbon glass is molded from World Trade Center steel, basically.
That's
so
such a badass story.
Dude, I'm
like those
6
guys
to
are
midnight
incredible.
Instantly. Yeah. I think his name is Mark. He's the master. He's the owner. I don't know if he's the distiller. They're still going through that. I know they don't source. They did source. I forget what it's called when they oversee the distillation, but they don't distill it. I forget what it's called, but that's what they do now. They were using Middle West Spirits in Columbus, Ohio, for a while. That's who they were distilling through, with their supervision and stuff. But they're about to do their own thing. I think I mentioned that in another episode that we did.
Yeah,
they're about to have, and the cool thing about their thing on their 200-acre plus distillery is all those cavalry horses that we see, in the change of commands and responsibilities and big ones, on base. They're gonna when those horses retire, they're gonna go to Horse Soldier Farm, and that's where they're gonna live out the rest of their lives.
That's pretty awesome.
Yes.
So these guys' story is really cool with the horse, where the name Horse Soldier comes from and everything like that. And
absolutely.
And
Yep.
Yeah. If you don't know the story, go to their website and check it out.
Yep.
Seriously.
Legit cowboy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Literal Wild West. Yeah.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a note.
What's that?
I'm going to email him. I'm going to find his information.
Oh, good. They're in your neck of the woods, right?
Maybe.
Your home. They're Columbus, Ohio, right?
Well, they live in Florida.
Oh, okay.
So
The
your neck of
distillery's
the
in
woods.
Columbus. Yeah. Well,
Old neck of the woods, right?
former, yeah.
Yeah.
Live much further away now. But
Yeah, you do. Same ocean, though.
yeah. Woohoo. Woo. It's so
Atlantic.
much. Yeah, it's so much similar,
It is.
except for
It's much warmer down there.
the freezing temperatures and great white sharks.
The man in the gray suit, as you call
The
it.
man in the gray suit, as I call him.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't. As a diver, I don't like it.
Yeah, I will never go there.
Where's your sense of adventure?
Well, I will say I was grilling our chicken for dinner this evening, and I heard the fire trucks going by, and I was like, man, maybe I'll just do that when I retire, because I like things that give you purpose and drive, and
Like I said before, it was a good fit for me.
yeah.
There's, it's a lot like the Army. There's a lot of boring time with little spurts of, holy shit, I might die.
I live that, so I think
Yeah.
I might fit in.
I need that in my life.
Yeah. That's like when you retire. Are you really going to retire?
We'll see. I tried that once before and it didn't work out.
I feel like you get bored.
I got so bored. I had this grand plan when I retired from the Army that I was going to take an entire year off. 12 full months. I wasn't going to shave for 12 months.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to do anything. 12 months, I was just going to do nothing.
It's hard.
2 months later, I was pacing around like a caged lion. Just like,
Yep.
I got what, blah, blah, blah. So I opened a company, a hazardous materials cleanup company down in Alabama, where I was living at the time. I was stationed at Fort Benning. I got out of, I lived across the river in Alabama. right outside the gate at a little town called Fort Mitchell, and that's actually where I started firefighting. I was a volunteer firefighter there, which was cool. Got a lot of experience. Actually, I was a battalion chief there when I left, so
Nice.
kind of made my way up the ranks pretty quick there, right? But no, it was crazy because I was like, I'm gonna retire. I'm not gonna do anything. I think everyone has this kind of dream that when they get out of the military, that they're not gonna do anything for a little while. They're gonna take some time for themselves.
No.
Or whatever. No.
I can already tell you that's not me.
No.
It's not the kind of person I am. I would get bored as shit.
Let me tell you, I knew that wasn't the kind of person I was either. But I'm also really stubborn, and when I get an idea in my head sometimes, that's what I'm going to try to do no matter what.
Yeah.
So I tried it. Like I said, I got to about 60 days-ish where I was like a full-time volunteer firefighter. If you can imagine, right?
I like the sounds of that.
A full-time, not paid firefighter. I'll let you in on a little secret. We had a lot of fires down there, right?
Yeah.
Volunteer fires are not any cooler than regular fires.
Yeah.
They're the same temperature.
Yep.
They're
They don't
the same
change.
danger.
They don't care how much you get paid.
Right. They might be even more danger because you don't have a lot of backup sometimes in rural places like that. Like I remember going to a fire one time and it was just me. I brought the engine out there and it was me for 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah. My uncle and cousin is the captain and the lieutenant of a fire department, volunteer fire department in a small rural town in Ohio. So
I have one of my buddies is a chief in a town in Ohio.
Really?
On a paid department. But, yeah.
Where at? What town?
Lebanon.
That's like super close to
Is it?
Yeah, that's like super close to where I grew up.
Yeah.
I used to have a friend that lived in Lebanon.
Okay.
Yep. I know where that's at.
Lebanon, of course. I'm like, Lebanon.
Lebanon. I don't know what the hand gesture I was supposed to do there, but Lebanon.
Is that like some Lebanese gang sign? Like, what are you?
Yeah, I don't know. But my brother-in-law was actually in the fire department pretty close to Lebanon, Westchester.
Okay.
It's close to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Kevin, I feel like you should move to Tennessee. My wife would probably like to move to Tennessee. Me, you, and Efren, we're going to start some not gimmicky bourbon place where we're going to have, we're going to run a pot still 24 hours a day, build up our distillate, age it the right way. You're going to figure out the enzymes. I'm going to do the woodwork. Efren's going to, I don't know what Efren's going to do.
Drink it.
He's going to organize it all.
He's going to organize it and drink it.
He's going to organize it all. That's what he's going to do. And then we're all going to drink it together.
That sounds great.
Dude, for real. Serious.
Yeah. He's
I already told my wife.
He's got that first sergeant thing going on, so he can be like the business end.
That's right. That's right.
He can organize. He can actually put us back on track when we're doing stupid shit. You know what I mean?
Hey, I should have that supervisory level in my head, but I often find myself doing stupid shit.
Right. Well, I mean, you were an NCO, and then
I was at one point in time.
Yeah, and then you became a warrant officer. So everybody knows. Nobody knows actually. Nobody knows about warrant officers. So.
Well, apparently anybody can be a warrant officer because I became one. So. Apparently.
There was a time when that was almost the path. When my recruiter was trying to talk me into going warrant officer flight.
Yeah,
I took the ASVAB and everything. He's like, your scores. Like, you gotta become you could be a helicopter pilot. You could do this. You get a warrant officer flight school and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, okay, you know, like I'll think about it. And then I'm like, no, I just want to be an infantryman. He's
Yeah.
like, oh. Then, you know, a few years later, I was a recruiter. I was like, I get it. I know what you were doing. It might have even
Yep.
been a little harsher back then, but like, I get it. That would have been a
But
good
being
contract for him.
A flight warrant would have been pretty cool, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and you know what got me? The dumbest thing.
What's that?
The dumbest thing got me. It was an 8-year hitch.
What do you mean?
It was from the get-go. It was signing up for 8 years.
Oh, okay.
That's what deterred me.
It's
I
a
signed up
6-year sign up now for
Okay.
warrant.
So I signed
Well,
up
no,
for.
no. Flight warrants are about to change to 10 years because
Okay.
they're all
Well,
getting
that's-
out.
Right. So that's probably what it was because it was flight. It was 8 years.
Yep.
I signed up for 4 as an infantryman.
Nice.
So here I am. It's February. I'm about shin deep in a swamp at Fort Drum. It's like we're sludging through, like we're breaking the ice into the swamp, like, and we're like doing this like movement to daylight for no apparent reason in the middle of the swamp. And I hear a helicopter fly over. And it's like pretty much my anniversary. Okay. Let me rewind. It's about my 8-year anniversary at this point at Fort Drum
Yeah. Ooh.
because
Rough.
I've re-enlisted.
Rough.
And I hear this helicopter fly over, and I'm like shin deep in frozen ass water, and like people are like shivering, and like you know you get this like when things are really bad, you can just hear this like little like moan come out of people every once in a while. And you're just like
Yep.
and you're like, shut up.
Yep.
Right? So it's like, yeah, we suck too. Like, shut up. Like, you know, like,
Quit bitching.
yeah, exactly. Anyway, you hear a helicopter fly over middle of the night, and I'm like, I'm gonna punch a pilot in the face.
Dude.
Like,
That could have been you. Kevin, that could have been
like-
you.
Like my choices. Why are they so dumb?
Dude. Well, you don't have to be a grunt to suffer. I dealt with like
No, you definitely
frostbite
don't.
on my toes being in Fort Riley.
Yeah.
In a 3-week field problem at the beginning of January, like, and it snowed, rained, did all this weird stuff. It took me 2 years to get feeling back in my feet, like just
Man.
being out there in the field. Like, it's crazy.
No, I feel like you might actually have it worse because as an infantryman, like you're somewhat prepared to be like in shitty situations.
Yeah,
You might not be super prepared for a shitty situation as not an infantry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, does that make any sense?
it
You know
does.
what I mean? Like,
It does.
might be
But I
like-
mean, we should have been mentally prepared. We knew we were going out to the field, like,
yeah.
not sleeping in Nobody does GP mediums or larges anymore with a potbelly stove. Like, I don't know if you ever did the field like that.
Never even seen that before.
Oh,
You know? It's
wow.
like,
Okay. So when I first came in, we did that. And then as the years went on, they went away with that. Everyone's got their own personal tent now. Light fighter tent is what they call it. It's literally
Wow.
enough room for you to sleep in it and store
Yeah.
your shit in it. And that's about it.
So,
Oh.
you know the army poncho?
Yes.
That's what I lived in.
Yes.
So a poncho and 4 bungee cords strung up, your poncho liner. As long as it was over like 50 degrees at night, your poncho liner was pretty much all you brought.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'd snivel up, get like if it was cold or whatever. And like very rarely, like Fort Drum, they kind of mandated that you bring your sleeping bag, but nobody ever brought
Yeah.
their sleeping bag
It
anywhere
gets
else,
a little. People from Alaska go to train at Fort Drum for winter training. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
terrible.
I know.
It's terrible there, but
It's horrible.
yeah, they call it Snowtown, USA for a
It's
reason.
kind of like the devil's butthole if the devil is twerking.
Right.
Like if you angle America,
Yeah.
New York or drum is the devil's asshole twerking.
Yeah, I can buy that. That's
Yeah.
yeah. And I didn't mind Fort Drum, honestly. Like being stationed there or whatever, I actually liked it.
Yeah.
I really did. I loved Fort Drum, and I was actually sad to leave, but I got orders that I couldn't escape.
Yeah.
Recruiting curse. So what did I do? When you go to recruiting, you get to select 3 duty stations
Yeah.
that are your top.
Yeah.
I selected Orlando, West Palm Beach, and Miami.
Which one did you get?
West Palm Beach.
Nice, dude. That's
Yeah, so I
awesome.
was in West Palm Beach for 3 years during 9/11. Yeah.
That's shitty. I bet you felt some kind of way.
Oh, I was reaching the end of my
Yeah.
recruiting career,
Yeah.
and I literally that day I was like, well, I know where I'm going.
Yep.
You know, I was actually shocked that some of the combat MOSs didn't get recalled out of recruiting, but I mean, priorities, right? Like,
Needed people
know,
to come in.
yeah. Which is kind of crazy because after that day, we had people like lining up to join, and a lot like the problem was like we had a line out the door, and out of that line out the door, like there could be 25 people in line ready to come in and talk to a recruiter. You might get one that actually qualifies. Like people don't understand how hard it is to get into the military nowadays.
It is.
You know?
It's even more tough. Okay. Hang on. Pause this. Dude, I have to pee so bad. Hopefully you can edit this out.
Go for it. Yeah.
Okay,
I can,
I'm going pee.
I can do what I can do magic, man.
Anyways, recruiting. I have one unopened, and I have the small one you sent me.
So I have a small one opened and the small. Oh, this is the batch 17, the 17L06.
Yes. So I have a new spiral aging in Tawny port.
Ooh.
I'm trying a different port.
Yeah.
It seems like it's more my spiral fully saturated in like 4 days. It didn't do that with the original port. So I'm thinking that maybe the Tawny port is kind of where it's at. So I'm going to go out and actually buy 2 rendezvous and put that stave in there. I think that'll be more realistic to midwinters.
No. Yeah. That's going to be really interesting
I'm very curious.
because this older rendezvous is like some amazing stuff.
Yeah, I got 2 bottles basically of it. I kind of want to use it, but I don't want to like mess it up with that.
That's
Because
the thing is like you're putting in a really good bourbon or rye that you can never get again because it's
Never.
gone. That's gone.
It's
This
gone.
is what 17 year and
16-year-old Barton
16.
Rye,
yeah,
which you will never find on Barton.
right.
1792. You will never find that.
Damn, why isn't there tangent? But why isn't there a 1792 15 year? There's a 12.
I
Why not
thought
a
the same
15
thing.
year?
Why? They
Why
have
not an
it.
18 year?
I've listened to podcasts where they talk to the master distiller from 1792, and they have barrels that they don't even know exist. He was
Why are
talking
they selling
about
it to
barrels.
everybody?
Well, the
I
barrel.
mean, obviously, money.
Well, one of the stories I was listening to was they found this barrel. It was plus 15 years. It had got lost on like one of the lower ricks, so it just kind of sat in this very dark, dry, cool place for 15 plus years, and then they ended up like giving that to the workers, creating a special single barrel for the workers, and released it to them.
Hold on. How bad is your accounting system?
I know, right?
If like, there's
I get. That's a good
The
problem
Army-
to have, I guess.
dude, the Army worked off a DOS-based system to like what 2012 for supplies.
Dude,
Do they still? Like, I don't know. They
No,
might still.
but
Are you still ordering things off, like, what is it? Sippers or Mippers? What was it?
Oles G.
Oles. Yeah. Something like
Oles.
that.
No. Or
But it was
Sam's. Oles or
DOS-based,
Sam's.
right? Yeah.
No. Everything's through GCSS, which is the Global Combat Support System. That's what I deal with mostly, is that.
So it's improved vastly, I'm sure.
Vastly. It's still a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
But
you're also keeping a 1,000,000-man army going. So that's going to be a
battalion.
pain. It's going to be a pain in the ass. Well,
few hundred.
in the grand scheme of things, you're a cog in that wheel to keep the whole thing going. So
Somewhere. Yep. My biggest concern is maintenance. ITAS. You know what ITAS is?
I do. I
Yep.
do.
I got 8 of them in my battalion, so anytime one of those go down, it's like boop 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 boop. Somebody DA knows about that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a priority to fix them.
But going back to the Barton thing, like, how bad is your accountability? If you're
know.
losing these barrels for 20 years, 17 years, 18 years,
Dude.
like, it's a long time to be lost.
To even have 16-year-old rye in America, that's something beside itself right there. You don't find anything older than that unless you go to Canada. So the fact that
how
High
long does
West...
it take? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, how long does it take to declare a person legally dead when they're missing?
48 hours, 72 hours maybe? I don't know. But 16-year-old rye in America, that's
Yeah, unheard of.
for High West,
Unless it's
good
Barton.
for you. I really hope Efren sends us a sample of the Act 6.
Well,
Dude,
yeah. I mean, that's old school. That's the good stuff. Like,
that's something you need to cherish.
yeah, absolutely.
I cannot stop talking about this. Dude, this is killing
the
it
old
right
soul.
now.
So it's the old soul. What's the nomenclature on it? What is it?
That's a uncut, unfiltered, cast strength,
Okay.
straight bourbon whiskey.
That was perfect. That's what I was asking. Was the marketing words
Yep.
came out
barrel.
nomenclature, but
Oh, blah, blah, blah.
nomenclature. Whiskey
70
type 1 each.
Yep. This is a M11 Bill's Package Store. A1. No. 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% malted barley.
So 21% rye. That's a good spot right there.
I like that. So I had that tumbling dice we had from Bill's Package. That was a good one.
It was a good one.
36% rye.
That first one you sent me.
Yep, the 5-year. Yep. Remarkable. The 6-year did not really meet the standard of the 5-year, which is weird.
No, it didn't. It really
It didn't.
I don't know what happened. Like,
It's got a good barrel, I guess.
yeah.
But this right here, if you like MGP, don't drink this one because it doesn't drink like MGP. It drinks better. It's unique.
Really?
Yep.
I gotta say, I do like MGP.
I mean, I'm not dogging them. They make good shit. Apparently,
Yeah.
everybody wants it. So, but this one
I don't
was
mind
aged.
MGP.
Huh?
I said I don't mind MGP.
I don't either.
You know, especially if they're the right barrels.
I have a pinhook. A pinhook 6-year back there.
Yep.
Really good single barrel from Bill's. MGP.
I think I have.
I got-
See, orange
What's that?
wax,
Nope. Yellow.
yellow wax. Okay.
That one.
Oh yeah,
Yellow.
it's a bright yellow. Ooh.
Yeah, it's very bright. I have the tumbling dice, and then I have the one thing I don't know, copper and cask. I don't think they're picking whoever's picking their barrel. I don't know if it's. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can pick a good barrel out of other barrels, but
Yeah, sure.
just tumbling dice, pinhook, old soul. I don't know. I feel like maybe
Wait.
they're.
Are they selecting those barrels? Like, are they actually going and picking those barrels out, or are they just shipped? I wonder.
So I have a Stellum bottle that I picked with Bill. We went through 3 different.
I have that. You sent me that bottle. Yeah, it's good.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so good. Me and Bill both looked at each other at the same time. We're like, yeah, this
That's the
one.
one.
The finish alone.
Yeah.
But that's MGP. I mean,
Sure.
I don't know. Like, I have not had a copper and cast that has knocked me off my feet. I've had a Stellum. I've had a Pinhook. I've had a Tumbling Dice. And apparently an Old Soul that has knocked me off my feet. I've been like, holy shit. Okay. All right.
Wait till you try my pick of copper and cask. I think you're
Yes.
gonna be. I think you're gonna be in for a. Like it's good.
I would
Give me
love
one
to
second.
try that.
Yeah. Oh, it's coming.
You better
1 sec.
write that down.
Oh, it's already in the box. Sorry.
Husband duties.
Where's the aquifer?
Dude,
I've been using it for my tattoos.
my wife, our kids like have eczema like crazy. So
Oh yeah.
she bought a big tub of the Aquaphor. She's like, it's so damn expensive. What the fudge?
Right. It really is. I got a little tube of it. It was like $7 or something like that. But
Dude, I'm glad the cost of living is being recognized in 2023, and hopefully you're getting a pay increase.
hopefully.
I know we're getting like a 8%. Normally we get a 3% every year to kind of adjust, but apparently we're getting like an 8 to 12% increase.
I haven't really paid attention too much to it, but I'm sure usually the Army retirement pay follows similarly to the whatever the pay raise is. Sometimes it's a little different or whatever, but
Yeah.
generally follows the same. An 8% raise would be pretty significant.
Significant.
Yeah. That would help to balance things out a little bit, I think.
It would. I went to the store today and I was like, did the grocery shopping. I was like,
Yeah, right.
the fuck? What the fuck?
$7.50 for some apple cider. Like a gallon of
Yeah.
apple cider. Let me see, it was like $4 or something like that. It's like $7.50. I'm like,
Well, no.
What the
My kids
hell?
like fall time. My kids like apple cider. I bought some.
yeah.
It was like almost $6. I was like,
Yeah, and-
what?
And so that's the difference between where I live and you live. But
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
like $7.50
Yep.
here, which probably is equivalent to what you paid.
$6. Yeah. I was like, what the?
So
Yeah.
you can't.
It's
Where I live, you can't buy. So the normal like 3-bedroom, 2-bath ranch, like 1,200 square feet here, you're paying pretty close to $700,000 for.
that's nuts.
I can't live here. You know what I mean? Like
I
it's
can't.
like,
I couldn't live there either.
you know, I have a full-time job. I'm retired from the Army, and it's like, and my wife works, and it's like, wow, like we're
Afford
not
that.
like living large, and we should be. You know what I mean?
Yep. Should be okay.
Right. Yeah.
Well, here in Clarksville, Tennessee, when I PCS'd here, there was 5 houses available for rent. Five out of the
Yeah.
entire like 30-mile radius. So we were stuck, and we paid $2,000 a month to live in a almost 35-year-old home that has not been updated, that has enough bedrooms to facilitate my family. $2,000. I should be paying a mortgage, not a rent.
That's about the average price of the rent here for like a 3-bedroom. You can't. Well, let me caveat by saying you're not going to find a place to rent here.
Yeah.
It's just they don't exist, because
Yeah.
if you're going to rent your house, you might as well sell it for $300,000 or $400,000 more than you bought it for back in the 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, nobody rents their house here.
Yeah.
they'll Airbnb it for $2,500 a week,
Yeah.
but they're not renting.
I live in a really nice house though. Like it's like an established neighborhood, mature neighborhood. There's trees everywhere. I have like a river behind my house. It's inaccessible because the hill is like
That's
crazy,
beautiful.
but
Perfect.
yeah, dude, it's great. I like a black walnut tree fell behind my house and I had it milled. Like I took it on a trailer
nice.
and had it milled. And I've been making like that bed I made. I had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, those slots are from the tree that fell behind my house. I had it milled and I did the work and figured it, it out. And yeah,
Do you still
black
have some?
walnut's really good wood.
Do you still have some?
I do. I have a shitload curing.
You should make a stave and like char it. And
I don't know how.
Do you know-
so
do you know
just
anything
by-
on black walnut?
so just by like you can smoke meat with black walnut.
Yeah.
And I've smoked. I have all these other trees around my house. I have oak and maple and hickory and all this other stuff that I've had chopped down. That I don't know if you could do anything with black walnut. It's very, it's like very like vinegar is the first thing that comes to my mind. Like if you were to think of anything that kind of wood, it would
That's
produce.
off-putting.
It would be vinegar. It's
Yeah, that's
very
not good.
like sour, like very, very contrast, very harsh. Because I smoked some meat with some black walnut and it's very like, but I did have some oak trees in my front yard that we had to cut down and I had some of that milled. It's curing in my behind my house right now under a tarp. I'm going to make that into my own barrel one day.
That's
I'm going to
cool.
make my own barrel. I don't know
That
how
would
to
be
do
a
that.
project. Right. That's a tough, like,
Yeah.
you get like Cooper's, like, it took them
Dude.
a long time to learn that craft.
Dude, I'm telling you,
I don't know if that might not be a YouTube and go vid, like
It's not. There's nothing on YouTube that shows you how to make a stave.
a
hang on.
DIY Cooperage. Like,
1 second. So, I have this stave that I bought went to Heaven Hill. This is a Heaven Hill
Yeah.
stave. Look at that bourbon line in there in the wood.
wow, that's deep.
Yeah.
Look at that thing.
But the angles on this, I don't know. I don't math very well, so like my idea of creating my own barrel,
So
I'm
I'm
gonna
assuming
struggle.
I can't really see that perfectly in this, but I'm assuming it's tapered more at
It
the
is.
ends and thicker in the middle,
It is.
curved, like concave.
It is. It's
And
a
the
very
angles.
slight, very slight. So I think the curve this way
Yeah.
is created from
From
the
the-
tension, the tension from
the
from
bands.
making the barrel. Yep, the bands.
Okay.
But there's a slight degree on this way.
right. It doesn't look like a
But-
super steep angle by any means. It looks like a few
This part-
degrees.
Looks fatter than this part. So I don't know. And
That's the
I've
thing, is,
YouTubed
like-
it. I've YouTubed it. I don't know how to make a stave. I was thinking of just creating like maybe a box barrel. That's what I know. 33 degrees, I know will create the perfect angle consistently to like, because I built some shelves for my wife, like 33 degrees. That's what it was. I don't math well, man. I'm scared to make it, but I have enough oak.
I feel like if you DIY your own barrel in your garage and it works, maybe that's what you should be doing for a living.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. Like, that's not easy
That's what I'm saying,
by
man. Like,
any means.
eventually, when we're all retired,
Yeah.
I feel like we have enough of this. And, dude, I have like a passion for wood. I would figure it out. Like,
You know what I have?
you have the smarts.
And I am the most stubborn person on earth, so it's not going to fail.
Perfect. Let's do it.
I hear that from my wife all the time. She's like getting her business degree. Like at one time we had aspirations of opening our own brewery. So
I
she
love
went
it.
and she was going to school for a business degree. And
Yeah.
then, the whole COVID thing happened, and we kind of saw what happened to the craft beer industry during COVID, and was like, ooh, I don't know. They were like,
Yeah.
in this state anyway, they were the last to reopen. They were the last. They were like absolute last for everything, and they suffered a little, for it or whatever. I don't know of any that necessarily closed down due to the COVID thing, but
Yeah.
they didn't. They really had a rough time. Like probably a little bit rougher than most places. They were literally one of the last businesses that were allowed to reopen. There's this huge chance of like starting this, and then the pandemic happening, another pandemic happening, or something like that, like right after.
Yeah.
And what do? You don't have those resources if you haven't been open for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So it's scary.
Whereas, like,
you know how it is. But
as like a distillery, every tour I've gone to here in Tennessee, of like a whiskey distillery, when COVID happened, they were able to produce sanitizer,
right,
and sell that. They were able to function, even though they weren't making like huge profits, or they had a banquet center.
they have
built.
history of having to be flexible. Some of them.
Not the actual distillery. They're only like 5 years old, so they didn't have. But like
that, yeah.
yeah.
But I'm saying in general, some of the distilleries, there is a general sense of like that they've gone through this. That's sure it's way in the past. It's generations ago, like in the 20s, but they've gone through having to shut down and the whole industry being wiped out overnight, except for 6 distilleries.
Yeah, basically.
And what happens to your on-hand product if you're sitting on it for years with a bourbon or whiskey? Like, great.
Yep.
Now I have, of course you're not making any money and you have to be able to weather that storm. But, if you do, on the other end of it, you have some pretty high quality product.
Exactly. Which is those 2 samples I sent you guys of local distilleries here. I'm telling you, you're going to love them. You're going to love them. And I'm going to write it down. I'm going to try to get these master distillers here on our podcast.
Oh, that'd be great.
I don't know how I'm going to do it. Do they need to come here? I want it to be quality.
Yeah.
Do they need to come here?
Okay.
Can
So
I plug them in?
By force is out then.
What do you mean?
Yeah. By force, we can't like kidnap them in a van, like the A-Team van, like pull up and like, get in.
Get in.
Like what was the movie? Will Ferrell. They had the things over there.
Old school.
Old school.
Yep.
School.
You're my boy Blue.
My boy Blue. So
movie.
that's out. We won't do that. Right. Yeah.
Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank. It was such a great movie.
Dude, I look back and that movie is just, gosh dang, it's a staple in my life.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what another good movie that's a staple in my life is Varsity Blues.
Okay. Yep.
Good one.
That's an older one too.
It's a late 90s.
So I threw a real curveball out at work not too long ago. Somebody I put in for something and I got it. And I got told that I got, hey, you can do this. So I slam my fists on the table and I'm like, starting defense, place at the table. And everyone was like, what? Don't, nah, I'm old. You know what I'm talking about? You know what movie?
Say it again.
When he's like, starting defense, place at the table.
Nope.
He's like, oh, I think he flips the table or something like that. But the program, football movie. So, what was his name? Latimer?
Dude, it's not ringing a bell.
Oh,
and I know some old school football movies.
He's all jacked up on steroids and he flips a car over in the parking lot or something or just beats the shit out of a car in the parking lot.
Dude, it's not.
It's a good one.
What's it called?
It's about college football. It's called The Program.
I don't know that. And I know a lot of college, like, or just like football movies in general. Do you know a movie called Unnecessary Roughness? Had Kathy Ireland in it.
Yes.
Oh, dude. I used to watch that movie all the time as a kid.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I love Kathy Ireland.
Yeah.
Crush on.
Yeah. She was top 10 for sure.
Yeah. Top notch. Top notch.
Yeah.
Dude, I cannot stop thinking about this.
He's still on that.
I'm telling you, Kevin, you're gonna shit your britches.
I just did. Oh wait.
Hell yeah. Welcome to the Bourbon Brigade podcast where we shit our pants.
You're not cool unless you shit your pants.
Yeah. Like Miles Davis.
It's another staple. Now we're getting into movie stuff.
Billy Madison. Is this going to be a whole podcast? Are you going to be able to...
I can start right now with Billy Madison. So you want to go? Unless you want to start, we'll start the whole movie.
Let's go.
All right. Suntan lotion is good for me.
It's good for you.
Me. Tee-hee-hee. Oh, the sun tries to burn me, but you won't let it, will ya?
You won't let it.
Yeah. Sun bad. Suntan lotion good. I might be messing that up.
Smiley.
Something I was supposed to do today. What's today? October? It's Nudie Magazine Day.
Dude, that's
Nudie
Norm MacDonald. Norm MacDonald. God rest his soul.
I could
Norm
like
MacDonald.
go through. Yeah.
He's like, like the 40-year-old drunk woman. So sorry to interrupt.
The fact that I can go through that whole like script,
dude, I could
I've watched that way too many times.
So many times.
With that and like Star Wars too, I can do that. We used to do that. So when we were on missions, me and like a couple of other guys in the team, we were just like would throw back and forth Star Wars lines.
Yeah.
From the movie, and just would go through the script. It'd just go back and forth and back and forth. That's how I would kill time on missions sometimes.
Yep. Did you guys ever hook your headphone microphone to you tape it to your actual like headset microphone? Just put it on like commo so everyone could hear your music.
Everyone could hear it. Yeah. Back when we had the old radios. Yeah. But then like. Yeah, but I do remember that. Like somebody would be doing it and they're like, "Oh, go to this freak. They're playing they're playing music on this freak." And you go in there and like somebody who knows where it was coming from, like someone in the brigade was like had this going on and they're like broadcasting it.
No, we would do it internal to the vehicle, but the channel for the convoy would be separate. Yeah. So the TC would not have it, but like maybe the passenger would have the music playing. So
yeah, I guess
that's what we did.
Our Niner element took it to the next level, I think. Like literally broadcasting it on some random,
dude.
And it would just go around word of mouth, like, turn.
You need music. Like music is, just it just helps.
Crazy, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now this song though, you're gonna be like, what am I listening to? And then you're gonna be like, I gotta listen to that again. And then you're gonna listen to it again. You're gonna be like, all right, one more time. Just like that old soul, it's just gonna keep coming back and back and back.
I'm telling you, you might shit your pants when you taste this.
I might.
It's that good.
I mean, I'm getting up there in the years, but sometimes it just happens. No, I'm not that old yet.
You're not.
50 this year.
Hell yeah, man.
February.
In 23?
Yeah.
I hit 40 in 23.
February 19th. I'll be 50.
Don't look 50.
I don't feel 50. So
that's good.
There's that. I don't feel much different than when I was in my 20s. I guess that's a good thing, right? I feel more out of shape. But yeah, I've been like out of shape and back in shape before.
So,
and I feel like I'm on that downward, like I'm out of shape right now, but I'll get back in shape. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like it's like riding a bike. You can get back on it really easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm 39. Since we've had the baby, I have not been the physical like that I'm normally used to, and
Well, babies will do that.
yeah, especially when they're a turd. But and you've got a million other kids and things going on. But dry January, man, I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna get these guns back going.
There you
Get
go.
it going. It's gonna be great. I'm so
What are we
excited.
gonna do? Dry January. What's our content gonna be like?
I can still talk about bourbon. I love talking about bourbon. Like I love the information. I don't know if you've noticed when we do podcasts, I love the information aspect.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
talking about like the mash bill and like the barrel char and just the grains and like everything. I love that stuff. I love thinking about that.
I do too.
So like, and I've tasted a lot of things and just kind of just creating banter, I think, which is something that I think we need to create more is more banter. I've listened to a few podcasts. I know we're recording. You're probably not going to keep this, hopefully.
Probably not the admin kind of stuff.
Yeah, the admin stuff. But I've just kind of been listening to podcasts, and things that really interest me is information that somebody from a distillery or some sort of guest coming on and talking about something that's relevant. Reviews, depends.
Reviews are like,
It just depends.
I have
what
my
it
own
is.
taste.
Yeah,
You know, like I'm not.
that's why it's got to be something that's
Yeah.
not like constantly reviewed.
Right. If I'm watching a review, it's because the person's really entertaining.
Yeah,
Like
Mash and
ADHD
Drum.
whiskey.
I love
or
Mash and Drum. Yeah,
Yep.
I like Mash and Drum. I like.
Yep.
I watched when I went to Ohio. I watched his or when I went to Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
He did a overpriced, overhyped bourbon list, and it's like 30 minutes, and I watched it all. I was like, hell yeah! I was like listening. I was like, yes, I fully agree with that.
Yeah, you got to bring it. If you're going to do reviews, and just don't make it a dry ass review.
Yeah,
We kind of, sometimes ours are dry and they're like slow.
Yes.
And they're like,
I agree.
now we get
Yes.
13
Oh.
views,
What do you get on this? No,
3 weeks.
I want to know. Old Soul, MGP doesn't taste like MGP. Need to do this one. We need to
Yeah,
do something a little different. We need to not do the fan faves.
And dudes are killing it with the lives too.
I'm down for
Like-
a live because
So with-
I like the crosstalk.
Have you seen what these guys are doing? This like the group of YouTubers that are like.
I've
the
watched
whiskey
a
dudes?
few of Whiskey Encores when I drove to Missouri the other day. I watched a couple of his.
Yep.
Hey, I'm Cheech. Hey, cheers. You know,
Yeah.
like, yeah, like people are into
And
it.
then he does his thing. He does what he's going to do, what his schedule is. Then he throws the link, the StreamYard link in the comments. He's like, who wants to join? And then it's just bullshitting about bourbon. Yeah, it's like
Which
6
I can do.
dudes.
I can
it's
do.
like 6 dudes just going back and forth. Like, what are you drinking? What do you got there? What is this? What do you, blah, blah, blah. Oh, this is
Yeah.
this, you know, the cool thing about this is blah, blah, blah. Have you been able to find it? No. You know, like,
I like that, but I want to be. That's why I was thinking about TikTok.
yeah.
Creating more of what are we? What are people going to follow about us? Not like what us not following what other people are doing, but like us creating. Me, you, Efren, we have like this, like, we're all different.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we could create something a little bit more
Authentic.
authentic. Yes, it's a
Yeah.
good word. Authentic and just something different. And I don't know, man. Like,
Sort of like regular guy whiskey.
yeah,
Like, you know, like it's a
We're,
good cross section of.
we've all been in the military and we've all seen some crazy shit. And
Yep.
we can come together through whiskey. bourbon.
Well, all right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us. Remember to like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Later. Cheers.
Dry January.
Cheers.